So, what's something that you would tell, the average racer that's looking to improve their iRating or just get faster to focus on?
Stop overdriving. Stop focusing so much on braking points. I mean, not braking points, but the entry of a corner. Really nail down the exit and mid-speed, like the minimum speed of the apex. If you can get that down, the braking's just going to be what it is. Don't try and push the car into the corner because it's going to overheat. And I do this. I'm still, working on this. But you'll overheat your fronts. You won't have that.
This episode is brought to you by Trophy AI, the ultimate performance coach tool for sim racers. Hello and welcome to the Chicane Podcast, where we discuss all things in the sim racing world. I'm your host, Jason Rivera, and I'm joined here by Mr. Jeff Smart and Jared Bridwell, a driver from Impact SimSport. How's everyone doing today?
Dude,
Good, how you doing?
Awesome, fellas. Great seeing you. Jared, welcome to the studio. Jason, good seeing you, buddy. Ready to, knock this discussion out. We got some good stuff today to talk about.
Hell yeah. So we met Jared at the Sim Gaming Expo, and we saw the skills this man's putting out. So I figured it'd be a nice idea to have him on the show, and he obviously felt the same way. So a huge warm welcome to Jared here. Let me know how you're doing this week, man. How's it going?
Yeah, first of all, thank you guys for having me on. This week I've just been prepping for IVRA, so I've just been in the rig any free time I have. Just got out, still maybe a little sweaty, but yeah, it's been good.
Okay, that's
there was a funny. I just want to bring it up because it was worthwhile. We were talking a little bit before we went on air, and Jared was like, "Yeah, sorry, I don't have these nice, cool backgrounds, like you do." And we're like, "This is all for show." And then we're like, "I would happily trade this background
for the skills,
for some of your skills." So
for the skills, bro. No.
It was just funny, man.
This is all flash.
This is all flash, no skill.
Yeah, it's kind of like golf, right? You have this golfer that has this used set of golf clubs, and they're all rusted up, and you have this expensive, shiny, freaking $700 driver, and you could barely break 100.
Yeah.
And here comes this guy. Boom. You're like, damn, man. What am I
like
doing?
To say though, might not be the fastest, but I have the most fun.
Yeah, we've always said that. Yep, that's gospel right there. Gospel.
Yeah.
So I will say this, guys, before we move any further. Welcome, Jared, to the show. Mr. Eric Kelly, unfortunately, could not make this one, so we will see him hopefully in the next episode. And with that, we will get right into it, man. So, Jared, welcome again. Tell us about your journey into sim racing, man. How did you find it? What was your first rig, and what did you start with, and how did things morph over time? Give us a timeline of history there.
So it all started in, I think, like 2017. I was playing Forza with a controller, as most people, kind of get into it. And then somehow Jimmy Broadbent came up on my YouTube feed, and I kept watching his Nürburgring laps on Assetto Corsa. I was like, oh, he's got a wheel and everything. You can get that. It has force feedback. So I got on Amazon that night and ordered I think it was a Thrustmaster T300 or something.
Okay.
Like one of the belt-driven ones, and I made like a little wooden rig, and just started ripping on Assetto Corsa, doing hot laps and stuff. And then, what was it? 2-3 years later, I ended up finding out about iRacing. Kind of got into that. Struggled at first, but through time.
So what year are we talking that you picked up iRacing?
It was right before the pandemic, so like close to the end of 2019, I want to say.
Okay. So we have an OG sim racer here.
So good time to
someone
get into
that's
it.
not
a
COVID
time.
Yeah. Someone that just didn't. We had a COVID pandemic, and then we're like, well, I guess I'm starting a sim racing now. But
yeah, guilty as charged.
Yeah, same. Both here. Oh, that's what's up, man. So you mentioned Assetto Corsa. I'm assuming the original Assetto, right?
Yep. Yeah, I haven't played too much of ACC, or I guess the new one since this came out. I haven't even
seen
it. Yeah, I haven't even seen it.
I mean, if I was as fast as you at iRacing, I sure wouldn't either.
I feel so out of touch with all the updates and everything.
You're hammered down on iRacing now. You found See, the thing is the grids on iRacing, I've always said it here on the show, and we interviewed Nimcross. If you haven't seen that, Jared, you should check that episode out. And to all our listeners as well, if you haven't, um, that man broke it down, and he really made me love the sim more, right? Than what I had, than the love that I found for it in the first place. Because, and I'll keep this very short, but we got into iRacing because Jeff wanted to do Formula racing. And I said, Jeff, you should get on iRacing because F120, whatever it was, they're all the same. It's just not going to cut it, for realism. And
Yep.
then I ended up racing with him. And then I kind of stuck with it. And here I am. So, and we live in Hawaii too. So grids here are like impossible almost.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. But Assetto Corsa is like, what is it, $11 on Steam? All the mods for it. Someone looking to get
Content
into
Manager.
It. Oh yeah, Content Manager. That's if you're looking to get
that's
into
all
it.
You need, bro. Honestly,
that's all you need.
That's all you need.
And there's tons of leagues for it too. So you reach out in the community, find some.
I'm part of the Togue Nation or the Togue something. I used to drift there with all those guys, man, and that's like I don't know how many thousands of people on that server alone, and it's crazy.
I mean, you could argue that some of their mods for F1 are the best there are. I'm a big Formula guy, open wheel, and some of those, you buy for like $8 you get a car. And
the RSS ones, right?
Yeah,
those things are dope.
Yes,
they come with a manual and everything, and they tell you how you start the car, how do you mess with it. That is next level stuff, man. I mean, we gave Content Manager some love on the show, but I think we need to do a real breakdown here. But
you get the onlines, the Discord servers. I mean, we could go on and on and on about what's on.
But this is cool because
it's $11. It's $11.
We have a pro driver here.
That's wild.
That didn't start on iRacing because most of them either start on iRacing or they start on a different. Like you are you got me intrigued now. So, if we're ready to, so you started with Assetto. What about your rig? You said you mentioned the Thrustmaster on a wooden setup. And how did that change, man? Walk us through.
Yeah, it was a really rough first setup. It was kind of just a desk, big enough for the T300. I think that's what it was. But I'd set it in front of my TV and just on Xbox play Assetto Corsa and rip the Nürburgring. And then eventually I got I think it's a next level racing rig.
Okay.
So that was a step up.
Is that the one that had the leather seat on it?
Yeah.
And I had the same rig.
Did you? It was
cost like $1,000 or something like that.
No.
Is this a fold one?
No. It was a stationary, but it was only a couple $100.
No, mine was $1,000. It had caster wheels on it.
Oh, mine wasn't that nice.
Okay.
Okay, we're talking 2019. Yeah, so this was probably way back then.
Yep.
So then you changed to that, and
yep.
And is that what we're running still today, or what are we running today, sir?
So right now I have the Tony Kanaan from special from Micro Center. It's just aluminum extrusion, solid rig. I don't really have anything to complain about it. And then I got Asetek Invicta pedals. I pre-ordered them. And then whenever they came out with the pedals that you could separate, I was so mad because I was like, that's my only complaint is that you can't adjust how far apart they are.
Oh, and they're fixed. Yeah.
And then Simucube 2.
There you go. Pro. Simucube for the win.
That's the way to go. And then
that's the way to go. Thank you, bro. That's awesome. I love Simucube.
I love Simucube too. And then for the wheel, I have a bunch of different wheels. Have you guys heard of Picorni Engineering?
Yes. The 3D printed, the ones that you can make yourself, and
they're like
this guy's legit.
So you've made one yourself?
Oh, I've made it. Yeah, I've made a couple of them.
Oh, dude, this is what I'm. Eventually, I want to do that. I think that'd be badass.
It's so rewarding. I mean, you can, if you're really doing it right, you can end up putting a lot of money into it.
Defeats the purpose.
If you're doing it right.
Yeah.
You just straight dump. I mean, we got 3D printing machines now. And that was kind of what motivated me to, I think Jeff too. I mean, Jeff and I, we were always looking at, damn, man, if I can just print this, then maybe we can just order the circuit board and just put it all together, right?
Yep.
And,
you can
Yeah, go ahead.
You can learn to make your own circuit boards. For that kind of stuff, the button boxes, it's super easy. KiCad's free, which is a CAD software for making circuit boards, which is something I've been learning how to do. And
So I'll tell
that's
you this. I know this interview is about Jared, but I have to shout him out here. Jeff's son has taken Tinkercad to another level where Jeff, I need to let you have this. You need to tell him what's up, man.
I think once a week I taught him how to use a micrometer, some calipers, in millimeters, because we didn't go into inches because, it's 7 fractions are difficult.
I hate fractions. Yeah.
Yeah, even at like,
I don't know why we use fractions, bro.
Yeah, so
we need to give him a program.
I just give him a random object, like a mug, and I'll say, go upstairs, and and he runs up the stairs, and I'm like, oh, we're gonna have peace and quiet for like 2 hours. Dad, I'm done. And I'm like 20 minutes later, and we measure it, and he gets it down to like, the millimeter, the diameter is where the handle is. Yeah. So he loves it. It's the way of the future. These kids now, like elementary school, middle school kids now, they're going to live a different life.
Yep. No, CAD's super important to learn. I mean, you can do so much stuff with it. Like a lot of the stuff I have on my rig, I've built out. Like, I mean, how are you going to mount your USB hub? How are you going to mount your power strips?
So we're friends now, right, Jared? We're friends, right?
Yeah.
Because we're gonna ask for some STLs, maybe.
Oh, yeah. No, I have tons, man. And I'm working on making some button boxes.
This is so cool, man. I love this community. Look at this.
Yeah.
This is so cool.
We'll do whenever I start making button boxes and get those finished, because admittedly I've been working on a DDU for about a year, but the USB hub, like circuitry in it, because it has a VOCore, it's been taking a bit too long, because I'm not an electrical engineer. I'm just some guy with CAD and YouTube. So, but whenever I get the button boxes done, I'll send you guys some. You guys can test them out.
That would be awesome. We'll feature them here on the show. And
for sure.
If you ever thinking about putting up like a shop too, we can feature that here as well all day. So
yeah, I technically have one now. It's really just a few small things, nothing too serious.
Well, we'll drop a link below, of course, man.
All right.
If you allow us to do that, and viewers might be interested and see what you're working on.
Yeah, I think if it works for like a 4,000 iRating iRacer, probably works for everybody else. Just just a general assessment.
Yeah, 4,000 is nothing. Bro, that's
it is kind of the Picorni engineering approach, where I just tell you the 3D files, have build guides, show you how to put it all together, how to program it. But yeah, eventually I'd like to team up with Sims by Racers and sell physical products like button boxes whenever I get to that point in DDUs.
Oh, that would be
eventually steering wheels. That's my next. That's the goal, is to make steering wheels.
So before we move on to the next question, we just did a podcast about the debrief of the Sim Gaming Expo, and we mentioned this. This is how people begin. Is having the idea in your head and the skill set to make something that works for you, and then you find out that it works for thousands of other drivers. So I wish you nothing but luck with that, and I can't wait to see it, man. We'll check that out, after we wrap up here. So, Jeff, I think you have the next question, brother. For Jeff.
So you've been in it for what, 6-7 years now doing iRacing. What is your class you race the most?
Now it's GTPs. I used to race a lot of GT4s. That's kind of how I got to where I'm at. Still a bit behind on my iRating, if I'm being honest. But
so what is it, if you don't mind, just so you can tell the audience, so if people don't know you?
It's just 4K flat right now, but
all right.
It needs some work, because I know I can get to 5. I just need to do officials. That's the biggest thing. I've been doing so many leagues and just the special events.
Right.
So
I fluctuate between 1.9 2K, 1.9 2K, and then it's kind of like I do more league racing than anything. So I hear you. There's a lot of guys like that are just low key. Yeah.
The league racing's so good. I mean, it's so respectful. It's more respectful. You have your moments, but it's racing. But it just seems to be so clean. It's hard to once you catch that bug, it's hard to get out of.
Yeah, because the guys there. The driving habits. The characters, and you get to meet up with them, and it's kind of like you're meeting up on a track day with them in real life, but you're actually in the sim. That's kind of what it's like.
Yep.
You jump in an official race, you don't know what is next to you. You don't know what's going on. Like,
Yep.
Well, you're going to see them again next week too, right? If you did something you're not proud of, you got to make amends before the next week because you're going to have to see them again.
Yep. And the live stewarding and penalties are much better in leagues for the most part. I mean,
And the name of this league, by the way, since we're talking about leagues.
So it's IVRA.
Okay.
The endurance.
They have a Discord and everything that we can link here.
Oh yeah.
So tell us a little. I mean, now that we're on here, tell us a little about it. So you said it was endurance. What type of events you guys doing?
So it's classic. It's classic IMSA style. So GTPs, LMP2s, GT3s. This is going to be my first time running it, and it's kind of I don't know what the correct adjective is, but kind of prestigious league where to race GTPs you have to be a minimum of 4K iRating, and then even if you are, that doesn't mean you're going to get in the league. So you have to. So we have qualifying this Saturday, and I have to do well enough in qualifying to be able to be in the league.
Dang.
Wow.
So,
okay, these guys are not playing around. Yeah, they don't have time for that. GTPs are dangerous, bro. That's like, those are Formula One speeds. Basically the same. Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I'm trying to get. I'm trying to talk to Jeff to get him in that too. I'm like, hey man, you might like GTP. GTP is crazy.
I don't think the average person, if you just, somebody that doesn't do iRacing and they were to watch that event, I don't think they understand the level of commitment and talent that you guys have in there doing that type of stuff. It's just not going to look impressive. If you look at Formula One from an outside perspective, you're like, oh, the guys they're fast. But once you know a little bit and you're like, dude, no, that's stupid impressive.
Oh yeah. And there's still guys like that I look up to. I mean, I've been coaching with Jordan Johnson, and he makes it just seem so easy. I'm just like, I don't know how you guys are able to do that. You know what I mean? There's so many levels to it.
Yeah.
Isn't that wild, Jason?
Yeah, it's crazy, dude.
We look at Jared as the dude, and then there's a dude that he looks up to as the dude. That's wild.
That's usually how it goes. It's just we don't put it together right all the time, but yeah, that's usually how it goes, man. So now that we're talking about leagues and we're talking about, you actually made a drastic move up the chain, right? You went from Assetto in the iRacing. Now we find out that you're trying to get into that you're trying to qualify for this GTP league. When did you realize, hey, I have pace, I'm good enough to compete at a pro level? How did you realize that?
Honestly, it was back when I was racing GT4s, and I don't feel like I'm able to race at a pro level. We're pretty good, but
everyone says this. But keep going.
But
this guy Daniel, I believe this guy Daniel Moore said the same thing.
Yeah, Daniel Moore is
continue.
Yeah, I believe it. You run into other people, and you're like,
that's the thing about sim racers. We don't really brag about ourselves. We brag about other people. We never really brag about ourselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's a lot of respect here, so I'll let you continue.
I appreciate it. Yeah, back when I was racing GT4s, my teammate back at the time, it was a different team. He was 6K or pushing it. He eventually it was 6K, but being as close, I was never on pace with him. I'll just put that out there right now. I was never on pace, but how close I was consistently to him, I was like, okay, I might be onto something.
So if you don't mind me asking, from you to him, from a 4/5 to a 6, what is pace? What's the difference in pace?
Back then, so I think I was 3K to 3.5 back then, and it was anywhere from 2.5 tenths to half a second. Sometimes more. I mean, sometimes, I have my bad days. He never had his bad days, but I had to.
So a tenth to me is, because, all right, let's compare, right? Look at Formula One drivers. We as fans, we give them a hard time, especially Lance Stroll. That's my favorite one to pick on. Especially Lance Stroll. That guy is slow. But then you can't, when you look at the time board and they're literally split by tenths of a second, and you're telling me that you're a tenth slower in some corners or whatever, on some tracks or whatever, that tells me that you have the pace of a 6K driver, that you
Yeah.
have it.
Well, I wouldn't say that. I think I can get to 5K for
Come on,
sure.
man. You need to give yourself a little more credit, bro.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it. But
I need to start doing more officials, and I think my confidence will boost up.
it's hard to stand out in iRacing because the higher you go, when something happens on the track, they penalize you hard. I have a friend that's part of our SRC team. He's a 4K like yourself. And whenever he hits like a streak of 2 races, there'll be a bad race. Somebody hit him and they take 120 iRating for him, like that, like in a snap. And I'm like, damn, it's like that. And it's like, yeah, dude, it's really hard to maintain that number, the
Yep.
higher you go. So
I had that happen recently. I was at Road Atlanta, and I was up to like 4.2K, and then one race, someone it was just cold tires. Someone just spun in front of me, didn't have anywhere to go, and just into the race, lost like 130.
well,
Right, because iRating, help me out here, because iRating doesn't see your safety rating. It just sees flat out from where you started to where you finished in your strength of field. Like
grid
it's a
positioning. Yep, that's all it is.
binary number.
Yep, like you're expected to do so well.
If your
given
strength
the
of
split.
field is at your level, you need
Strength
to be
of field is 2.
Yeah,
Mine's like
2.
7,400.
Bro, stop it. It's way too low. But you know what I'm saying? Like your strength of field, it determines where, like the strength of field, right? The strength of everybody's iRating and their safety. So there's a certain expectation from you to be placed somewhere. It doesn't matter how good you quali, it doesn't matter how safe you were. They're going to hammer you if you don't do well in the race. That's what happens at the higher end of the spectrum. If you're not on the podium, bro, we're taking those numbers away from you. Don't deserve it. I kind of like that though, because that means when you meet somebody that is a 9K driver, which I've met before, 7K, 8K, that's a lot of dedication to have that number and to keep it. It's like a champion, right? It's like boxing. You can be the heavyweight champion, but if you don't defend your title, you're nothing. You know what I mean? And as soon as somebody knocks you out, they're taking all the titles away. Everybody forgets about you.
Yep. Like the guy who I'm getting coaching from, Jordan Johnson, he's I think he's like 8.2, 8.3 right now.
Jeez.
But he was telling me about racing officials, and he was like, yeah, if I don't get first or second, I'm losing. In some races, like if I don't win, I lose.
iRating. Yep.
Yeah.
So let me ask, kind of to dovetailed onto this. When you walk in, when you roll into an official, do you have, I don't want to say, you probably don't know any different. People race you harder? Because I see it, I'm looking like, oh shit, like that's a 4K dude. I want to try to keep up. I want to, I want to compete with him. People kind of race beyond their skill level.
Well, I don't know how to say
unless you're
it.
racing only A classes, if you're not, dabbling into the lower classes.
Well, usually, no, I don't like the A classes. Honestly, like C and D has some amazing racing, but no, it's kind of just your skill. If you can just get away, you're fine, because there's usually that gap between kind of the midfield and the front of the field, and if you can just pull away if you're able to, you just get away that first lap, keep it clean.
Hell yeah, man. That's what's up.
With all the Smurfs, it makes it kind of hard to answer that question honestly, because you'll have 1.6K guy who's like on your butt, and you're like, oh god.
Yeah, you don't know. You never know, dude, who's out there. That's facts. Like you go into a rookie race and you expect nothing but rookies to be there, and then you find this freaking
I know.
this monster in there. You're like, what's going on? What are we doing?
Yep.
All right, so that kind of sums up your path, right? Up to the your path to 4K and how to maintain it. So we'll move on, right, Jeff, to the next one. Yeah, go ahead, Jared.
I got one more thing to kind of add to that.
Yeah, go ahead.
As I feel like the racing gets cleaner as you move up. Like I feel like that when you're trying to get to that 2K, it's so like I'm willing to risk it all. Whereas those top guys, like, they don't want to crash. You can't finish first if you don't finish.
This
So
is
Great point.
this
so
is good to
it
know.
is a bit cleaner.
So this is a good for me, right? Because I'm in the 2K zone and I have people sending cars still. They're relatively safe, right? Because they're fast. The
Yep.
problem with the lower tier iRating is their braking points are off and you can easily smash the back of the car because you're not expecting him to brake this early. It's like this is way too early. You know what I mean? At least where I'm at, the braking is predictable and we can drive pretty close together at speed. But yes, we have those unsung heroes, the the crazy the
Yep.
crazy guy that wants to win the race at all costs.
Those dudes that
I
drive fast and brake late.
There you go,
Yep.
those guys. The
I think
sickos, we call them.
The
The sickos.
sickos, yeah.
Yeah.
I think what helped me get from 3 to 4K was just realizing if if you just let this guy go, like, he's being way too aggressive. I'm just gonna let him go, sit behind him. He's gonna make a mistake eventually. He's overdriving his
This
car.
is
Just sit back.
gospel.
Like, you don't have to race someone corner for corner. Like, just let them pass. They're gonna make a mistake because they're driving like crazy. So just
Yeah, they're
patience.
overheating the tire. The car is going to get unstable very quickly,
Yep.
and yeah, you get to watch them, lose it and get them right there. And
Especially at the
yeah,
end of the race. Their tires
yeah,
are
you get
done.
them right there. The tires are cooked, bro. You're like,
Yep.
oh, okay, I see you struggling now.
Yep.
That's what's up, man. So, all right, we'll move on to the next one, man.
It's good.
What's going on?
So this kind of ties into that. So what's something that you would tell, the average racer that's looking to improve their iRating or just get faster to focus on?
Stop overdriving. Stop focusing so much on braking points. I mean, not braking points, but the entry of a corner. Really nail down the exit and mid speed, like the minimum speed of the apex. If you can get that down, the braking just going to be what it is. Don't try and push the car into the corner because it's going to overheat. And I do this. I'm still, working on this. But you'll overheat your fronts. You won't have that mid corner speed, and you'll lose on exit. Your line's gonna be messed up because you slam the brakes way too late. So
There you go,
should
guys. We got some free professional advice here.
Yeah, so
yeah.
hey, listen, I got the man here. I'm going to ask a couple follow-on questions so I can get faster here. Yeah. Everybody else can take a commercial break here, but I want to. So you're talking about the apex. Find the speed that you can take the apex at fastest. Is that what you're really talking about here?
It's making sure, like, optimizing your exits first and foremost with the correct line, and then kind of working that speed up until you're
Yep.
on the limit while still getting those perfect exits, and then you can work on the braking. And that's just
Yep. I agree with Jared. Sometimes it's better to sacrifice a corner to get the better exit and point the car straight. That way you can get quicker on the throttle.
Yep.
That's basically what he's saying.
Yep.
But it's great to talk about it, Jeff. But we don't always do that, right?
Bro, I have the best intentions. I've got the best intentions.
We know this, right, Jared? You're like, yeah, I know.
This is still something that I do. I'm still like, hey, dude, you're overdriving the car right now. Like, reel it back in.
Yeah,
Like,
tone it down.
I'll lift and coast if I'm catching it. I mean, not in the officials, but like if during practice, I'll notice I'm like, all right, you're just gonna coast into the corner and just focus on the exit. Get that muscle memory down.
Okay, this is great advice. And you know what? It's advice that I agree with 100% because we talk about drive fast and brake late, but you want to
tongue in cheek.
Yes, it's give and take, right? But I guess we'll move on to the next one, which I have here. And now that we got your history down, we know where you came from, and now we get to talk about the fun stuff. Tell us about Team Impact SimSport. Like, tell us everything about it. Tell me everything.
They're probably going to hate me. I'm a bit new to the team. So keep that in mind. But we do a lot of leagues and special events is kind of the main thing.
Okay.
I don't know if you met him. Corbin Linaway is our team boss. We had a booth at the expo.
I might have.
I thought I saw that shirt.
Dude, we were all over the place at the expo.
It was so much fun.
Yeah, it was amazing, dude. But I'm pretty sure we did. I think we did shake hands at one point. Yes.
Yep. kind of he had the glasses, blonde, kind of ugly looking guy.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
No, he was actually rooming with me at the expo, so we bunked
I like
up.
this guy, bro.
So
Jared,
can
you're good
say-
on my book, bro.
so now I can
That
say I
was
was sleeping with
gangster.
the team boss.
That was straight.
Calling the boss ugly.
No, he's a good guy.
You know we're straight, uncut, and unfiltered in here. I hope you know this is going.
Yeah.
I was hoping that would stay in. Like they'll get
It's
a good laugh
staying
out of
in
that.
there.
Yeah, good. But no, I actually came over. I've raced on a different team with one of the guys that we came over with, who was doing the GT3s, the GT3 race.
Okay.
I'm blanking on the name of it, but him and I came over, and then it's just kind of it's been nice because I was on a European team before, and the time zone difference, like you'd come home, get off of work, and everyone would be asleep, and you're just like, all right, I'll practice alone. So being on an American-based team is really nice. Like I mean, we had like 10 guys on there earlier, just
Oh, that's
practicing
what's up.
forever. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Group practicing is the best.
Yep.
It's the best because when you're by yourself, you have no one. It's kind of like when you go to the gym, right? You go to the gym and you wanna be an athlete. You want to not an athlete. You want to be a bodybuilder, but you don't have a spotter to push you more, to get you to do more. You're just gonna drive your comfort, drive your laps, and then that's it. But when you have
Yep.
people, you see that lap times they're doing, you're like, man,
It's like,
what am
I
I
got-
doing?
I got another 10th in me.
There
Let's
you
find
go.
that. Yeah,
That's yes, there it is, right there. Exactly. That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I hate seeing number 2.
So how
on
did
the-
you
on the
find
leaderboard.
them? Like tell like how did you find them? Like I know you came from a European team, right?
Yep.
And how did you end up with Team Impact? Like how did you apply for it, or did they find you, or
Not really. So I think D Mills, one of the guy that I came over with, Daniel Mills, he knew Corbin in some way, and he was like, "Hey, we got a bunch of Americans that are looking for a new team. You know,
okay?
they're kind of that iRating you're looking for," and yeah, just kind of happened, to be honest with you.
Is there a tryout?
No, not for us. Just kind of, I got lucky, knowing the right people, being right place, right time. To be honest with you.
Okay, I'm a free agent.
Yeah.
Jeff is, there's no tryout. Let me know.
Dude, our practice sessions are open. I'm hosting them every single day besides Thursday. Well, I guess it's just tomorrow now, but Thursday, Friday we have the official practice sessions, but I'll be hosting.
Okay. And
That's cool.
Yeah. Do you stream them too?
No, dude, I don't have the brain power to read chat and stream.
Yes, you do,
I'm not-
bro.
Dude,
You're-
I'm dyslexic, dude, so I have to sit there and
I used to feel the
focus
same way, and then I just kind of learned how to do it. I don't know.
Bro,
You just
the
read them on the
dudes-
straights, bro. Just on the
The
Yeah.
straights.
dude's trying to keep trying to get to 5,000 iRating.
I know,
He's not
know.
reading no tech.
And then-
He ain't caring about the chat. He's
He ain't
focused on
doing-
track.
And then you see like streamers who are, really, really fast, just casually just looking over and reading while they're driving. I don't get it. That's another level.
Okay.
I'm already thinking like, hey,
He's making me
my
feel
breaking
good now.
point? What's my break
I'm
bias?
just not a 4K though. I'm not there yet.
Not yet. Not yet.
Want to have a live coach available on demand? With Trophy AI, you'll be able to practice with Mansell AI at your convenience. A real-time coach in your headphones to navigate and guide you through the track, helping you achieve race pace. This tool is awesome as it provides full brake, throttle, and steering telemetry on screen with the live review getting you ready for your next big race. Check links to Trophy AI in the description and also use Chicane12 in all caps for a 12% discount. Okay.
Hey,
So-
so I got to follow on Jason here.
Yeah.
So, what's some of the events that you and your team, or you in general, are focusing on up here coming up in the near future?
IVRA's the biggest one. I've been prepping my ass off for that, and I still feel.
Well, tell us a little bit about it if you don't mind, because not everybody's probably going to know.
So it's that league where you have to be 4K to race GTPs, and then
Oh.
Yep.
The one
Okay,
you mentioned earlier,
so-
the tryout one. Got you.
Yep.
So this season starts here soon.
yep, pre-qualifying Saturday. It's a 2-hour race at the Bend.
Dude, I'm so sorry. We're taking time away from you
I
right now
know,
doing
right?
this recording.
You're good. It's late enough in the evening. My mind's kind of gone. I was on for 2 hours after work, so we're good.
Okay.
Have you guys raced the Bend?
I have not. No,
No.
it doesn't usually come up in Formula.
It is worth a drive. It is so
Really?
much fun. The Bend International. It's so much fun.
Okay,
But I don't.
we might do a track of the week on that too. You
Okay.
have
That's
to
fair.
take note of that. There you go.
But
And you
I don't know
do.
how multi-class is gonna go on that. I heard it's all right, but I've also heard it's horrible. So we'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out soon enough, right?
So you do 2 hours there,
Yep.
and it's every week's new track, or how does that work out?
I think it's about once a month.
Okay,
Is-
so you get some time to practice on it.
Yep. And I'll definitely need it because I'll probably one of the lowest ranked people in there.
Dude, you got to let us know. I need to update the show on how you turned out. We want to know if you made it, if you didn't make it, what's going on, man. If you
Okay.
want to share, you know.
Yeah. No.
If you tell
I'm
me,
happy
hey, I
to.
didn't make it, and by the way, don't say anything, I'll be like, okay.
It'd be cool if you
Hey.
guys stream that. I'd jump in there to watch that.
I would love to watch
Hey,
this,
right?
man, and the community would probably be ecstatic. I mean, by the time they watch this, you already qualified because I'm pretty sure you're going to qualify. I'm pretty sure you're going to do well because by the
I think
time this
so.
thing airs, that already happened, bro. So when you get to see this, you can be like, oh, there's my past self, like flipping out or nervous
Yep.
about the event.
Get
Stressing,
nervous
and I had
for
no
nothing
problem.
when I came in P3 or
I
something.
came in there and
know?
I killed it, bro. Yeah.
Yep.
And I passed the shit out of my ugly ass boss.
He's in GT. He's racing
Oh,
GT3,
he is? Okay.
so I'll be passing him.
Good man.
You be-
Good
He's
man.
fast and he's-
don't hit him though for whatever reason because
Oh,
that tends
no.
to...
And they judge you based on racecraft too. So even if you finish P5, if you're crashing into GT3s, you're not going to get invited to the league. So
okay, makes sense.
racing
Makes
clean
sense.
matters.
Yeah, it's a big responsibility with the faster car. We've always said that on the show because there's a slower car, and being in the faster car means you can maneuver around the slower car, and
Yep.
that's your responsibility with the faster car. That's hands
100.
down.
100%. And as long as the slow car just stays on its racing line, I'll figure it out.
If you're a slow car, be predictable when you have a screaming machine behind you. Do
Don't try
not
and
make
get out
any
of-
sudden movements.
Don't
Just-
try and get out of our way. That's
Yes.
That,
If you're
that
gonna-
hurts the situation.
This is a saying we say, and Jeff might recognize. If you're wrong, stay wrong. If you're wrong,
Yeah.
stay wrong. Do not
Yep.
try to correct it because you're gonna.
I'm
Yep.
usually the guy that's just staying in my lane. And
Yeah.
I'm good at that.
There's
we
some
did a
nasty
race.
GTP drivers out there too.
Yeah, man. I would. I mean, I can drive them. I'm not sure if I'm fast in them, but I can drive them, and they are scary sometimes when you have slower cars because they're moving so slow, bro. Like
Yeah, it's like they're standing still.
they're. We were on Road America. We did a 6-hour race, and we took the Mustang GT3 out, and there was freaking GTPs there. And you know that I don't know the name of the turn or what number it is, but you know what I'm talking about. That right hand turn that is flat out in a GTP.
Oh, turn 1? Well,
No, it's not turn 1. It's after. It's Road America, not Atlanta.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm thinking of Red Atlanta.
I might have said Road
yeah,
Atlanta.
The
You know what I'm talking about? The one
yeah,
after
the
the big
after that big like.
and then it's a massive straight after that. You know how
Yep.
fast the GTP is going?
Yep.
And we're over there like in 5th gear. You guys are like,
It's always frustrating catching a GT3 at that corner too, because you're like, I know I can't. You can't
miss
overtake
a lot
out
of time. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can't overtake on the inside. That's just reckless. I mean, you can, but you depending on the situation, you really should.
He's like, you really shouldn't.
That's super
Yeah.
frustrating because you've really, given a lot of time on that lap lifting over something. Because then it's straight into, like you were saying, straight into that straightaway where you're going to be sacrificing time. That's frustrating. I can see that.
Yeah.
Sometimes if I know I'm gonna catch him at that corner, I'll just lift coming out of the previous corner. I don't know what number it is, but that big long right hander.
Right.
And
So you
just-
lift. I mean, that's so what to keep the story quick and short. One of our drivers lost the car. It was and he was literally sideways, and a GTP was coming, and he was. It was a P1. He was the P1 GTP guy.
Ooh.
Yes, bro. And
Ooh.
this guy, he sees our car in the middle of the road, right? And he decides to get off the grass to pass. I don't know why he does this. But our driver is thinking, I need to get off the race line, right? Because I'm on the race line. Cars are coming through here. Let me back this car up So we kind of backed into the P1 of a GT. His car flipped 100 million times. We got a lot of hate mail, and yeah, that was like the story of that race. 6 hours gone.
It's a learning experience.
But hearing from you that you would lift, especially knowing when there's a yellow flag, why wouldn't you lift? Why didn't you slow down a little, knowing that there's a yellow flag approaching? Which was I don't know. But I think that's cool, man. I think that's cool that you acknowledge what I just said, and that's that you hold the bigger responsibility over the other cars because you're in the faster car. That's gospel.
100%.
All right. So let's move on to the next question here. Where do you see most people, that have improvement in racing? Like where give me your honest thoughts. I mean, I know you mentioned about the entering corners and stuff like that, but how do we get to a 4K? Like, how do we do that?
I think a lot of it is it's really hard to do, and I still struggle with it. But just being honest with yourself, like, yeah, dude, I messed that up. Like, this is why I crashed. Analyze your telemetry data. Data doesn't lie. So look at the telemetry data. Be honest with yourself. Say, hey, I am overdriving this car. I can feel it understeering into the corner.
Right.
More, a lot. So.
And I'm triggering ABS when I shouldn't. Stuff like that.
Yep.
I know if I trigger ABS, I know I'm already off the pace. Yep. If that's happening to me, that's like the indicator, the first one I use. So.
Yeah. And the biggest thing is, like, when you get as far as racecraft goes, it's the same thing. It's just honesty. Like, before you get on the mic and cuss this guy out or send him a nasty message, like, watch that replay.
It's my favorite part when they do that.
Was it really his fault? Because I've had that where I've crashed out and I got so mad, and then you go back and look at the replay and it's like, that was actually my fault. That was I messed that up. And that accountability is kind of what helps you progress.
I think
it's a big part of it.
Yeah, I learned that a while. I was like, man, what? That dude took me out, and then you watch the replay, and you're like,
yeah. It wasn't really my corner, was it?
Yeah.
It was his corner. Yeah. So
I think that's a great point, though. I think that there's something to be said about, taking ownership. And I think Nimcross really alluded to it, was like, hey, people need to be, and that's why he's such a stickler for the high cost to safety when you crash.
Yep. He was mentioning that too. Like, we had a wreck in a 24-hour event we did, and it wasn't our fault. But then you need to kind of visualize what's happening in front of you. Kind of like what you said earlier about being patient. So we saw these two cars doing this and trying to pass each other, and we're hammered down behind them, and they crashed, and we ended up hitting them because there's nowhere to go, and it's the Nürburgring, which is fast. That is
a tricky one.
Yeah. It's a fast track, So I appreciate that. That's real talk, is to own yourself. I 100% agree. Yeah.
Stay the student,
Stay the student. There you go.
Stay the student, constantly looking for stuff to improve on, because we all have stuff we can be better at. So find those things, look for them, look at your telemetry data, watch your replays,
There you go. All right. So, Jeff, I think you got the next one, brother.
So speaking of getting faster, practice is obviously clearly very important, but what's one piece of gear that's critical for you to be fast, and it's enabled you to be fast?
Okay, that's a great question. Pedals.
Why?
Like,
for those without there, why?
So with the Asetek Invictas, they're very, very stiff, and I feel I never got a real consistency or speed boost from when I got the direct drive wheel. People like to say that. But the pedals allow you to be so much more consistent when you're instead of with the brake trying to figure out what position, what angle your foot's at versus how much force you're putting into it. It's a lot easier to replicate that time and time again, and you gain a lot of consistency from that.
Okay.
No,
so pedals.
Feedback.
Yep.
So pedals with the strength being the brake pedal. That's where we're fast. Is the brake pedal, which is hard to say, right? But the brake pedal is speed. The brake pedal is.
As a beginner, it's really hard to understand. Somebody says, "Yeah, the fastest thing you do is get a good brake."
They're like, "What?"
And it's more consistency because once you can shrink that and become way more consistent, you can get up to that limit a lot more often than you can if you're way out here. I can't even
Yeah.
show it on camera, but you guys know what I'm saying.
I know what you're
Yeah, we
saying,
do.
brother.
We got you.
All right. So, you know, I guess general question, man, like you've been sim racing for longer than us. Where do you see it headed? You know, like we did the expo. The expo was awesome. It was great. It was great hanging out with you. That was like a good time, man. We had over
It
there.
was.
You know,
Shout out to George too.
Jo-
I can go on. I could spend a whole hour talking about how good of a guy that is, but I just want to shout out
we should
George.
have had Jared on the debrief, man.
Yeah.
Next time.
Oh yeah.
Did
you
you
guys do another debrief? I'll be back there next year too. So.
Oh no, you're a friend of the show already. Trust me.
All right.
That's already been established.
I like it.
Yeah. So where do you see the hobby, right? Sim racing headed 2 to 5 years? Like, what are your overall thoughts on that?
I've really been enjoying seeing a lot of the Formula One guys show their experience with sim racing. I feel like it's really going to be a tool to help bridge that pay gap to get into racing. Because yeah, gear is expensive, but you don't need what I have. Like you can, there's 7K guys who have that crappy thing bolted to a desk,
Yeah.
and I think that's going to be the biggest thing is decreasing that pay gap to real world racing.
Because we can both agree that real life racing, I know this is sim racing, but real life racing has always had this barrier between do you have enough money to race or
Oh
do
yeah.
you versus the skills to race, because there's a lot of people that could do this, and
Yeah,
a lot of people are starting to realize that, oh, it's not just because they're superhumans, it's because a lot of people, there's humans that can actually do it more. They just can't afford it, but they can do it.
Yep, exactly.
So
Yeah, I had a track bike for a little bit, and dude, I was young. Every spare penny I had went to going to track days and doing that. But you just you
oh, so
crash
you
and
did do track days.
yeah,
Okay.
on motorcycles. I had a CBR 600.
So okay, I have a CBR 600 RR right now in my garage.
I had one. I sold it.
There you go. And I used to track it up in California back in the day.
Okay. What year is it?
That's a 2013.
That's the same one I had. That's the same one I tracked.
See, I love this guy already.
Yeah.
Good man.
That's a good bike.
Man.
Honda
like
guy
it.
too.
And it's the tricolor version. You know which one? The red.
Is it the red, blue,
the red, white, and
white?
blue.
Same one I had. I mean,
Yeah,
besides,
but mine's Puerto
before it got
Rican, just so you know. It's,
Yeah.
I have to. Come on. I mean,
fair enough.
You
Has
can
that
tell him
extra
yours is
horsepower?
American.
yeah, mine's is a little just more obnoxious, because
That's funny.
it's a lot louder in the morning just because.
Yeah.
Just because it has the flags on her. But yeah, I put a power commander. Dude, that's a totally different conversation, bro.
Dude, we could go on about that. Yeah.
Yo, but yeah, I moved over. I started with Q1s on that bike, and I used to track Q3s when they came out. Remember the Q3s?
Okay. Yep. I ran Q3s for a little bit.
I didn't have a tire and half a day, Jeff. There was no more tire left. I had to.
Yeah.
There was no more.
I made the expensive mistake of thinking I could use them for 2 track days, and then
No, you cannot, bro.
No,
and
you cannot.
You cannot. And I did the crazy thing of trying to go back home with the tire. Yeah. I found out the hard way.
Oh yeah, you go into that corner and the bike just goes. Whoo. You're like, oh well, shit, I'm sliding now. So
I had taping up my lights and stuff. I forgot to. I'm on the road and I'm like, oh shit, I'm taking it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good times, bro.
I full on I did so much. I mean, not so much, but I did some weight reduction. I ended up removing the radiator fan. So anytime I was driving on the street, because I took headlights, taillights, turn indicator, like it was a full track bike.
It was a full track bike.
Yeah,
okay.
And every time I was legally riding on the street, I couldn't sit at stoplights for too long without turning the bike off.
Yeah, because you overheat to hell, bro. Hell yeah. All right, so we're down to the last question here, and I think Jeff's gonna have the honors here.
Yeah, it's kind of similar to you said you've tracked a bike. Have you ever been in a real race car?
Nope.
No.
I would like to. I really couldn't at the time, but I did somehow afford to do the track bike. And everything's twice as expensive with a car, if not more. double cylinders, double the wheels, double the brakes. So
Yep.
I've done
And double the cost if you ever wreck
double.
that.
Yes. Oh yeah. I mean, just rear sets. When you crash a motorcycle, the rear sets are, what, a couple $100,
Yeah,
$500.
they're not bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can total them a lot easier though. You total a bike easier than the car, but
That's true.
you get some
And you can,
sliders. She might flip around a little bit, but hopefully she doesn't.
yeah.
Because that's what sliders do. I've seen
Yep.
some bad things, some very sad things, and you're watching it in slow motion. You see the bike just
Oh yeah.
Ka-ching, ka-ching,
Yeah.
ka-ching.
pinball, dude, on the track. I'm like, oh my god, I can't look.
You think you're going to see, kind of to that topic, do you think you're going to see more drivers, in real life drivers coming up that have the sim experience?
Oh yeah, 100%. I think we're already starting to see that kind of happen. I mean, shoot, there's that whole movie about the guy from Gran Turismo making it into, what was he
Yes,
driving? LMP2s?
that's real life. Yeah.
Yeah, that's real life. It's already happening. I
There's
think
a
it's just
NASCAR
that,
guy too. The iRacing NASCAR.
yes. I can't remember his name, but I know exactly who you're talking about.
So wait a minute. Is this a dream of yours? What if you got a shot today? What if
What car are you jumping into if you had a chance to? That you would feel confident enough to get to run.
Are you getting into GTP
laps
in real life?
Hell no. I'm not physically fit enough. Brother, no, my neck would be like a wet noodle after, 2 laps. If that, I mean, if I could, I think GT4s, or honestly even the Miatas, would be a lot of fun.
Okay, the Miatas.
I think just how close the racing is, and that it's just it's hard to beat.
I would do GT4, dude. But what?
But the Miata's a lot cheaper to fix than the
This is true. I mean, this is very true. This is
and you
very
are
true.
rubbing. Those Miatas are like, I mean, it's
it's aggressive out there. That's
some I've seen. Yeah,
that's the school of the hard knocks, bro. With those guys, there's a bunch of memes on them too, all over the socials. It's funny. But what was your choice, dude? Like last question, or sorry to cut you, Jeff. What you had something for him, for Jared?
No, nope. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So GT4. What was your? So my favorite is the Mercedes, the Mercedes GT4. I'm a Porsche fanatic, but in GT4, it's a very different story. But which one is yours?
Merc, by far. Yeah.
You see, bro, this guy.
Look at this guy. Look at this.
This is crazy. Yeah,
I know.
No, it was by far the Merc. I don't know what it was. I felt it just.
He might be my brother or son or something in the past. I don't know. Who knows?
the McLaren was a pretty close second.
Merc. McLaren, we love McLaren.
McLaren was pretty good.
I drove the shit out of it for a while.
Yeah, it's a good. It felt weird. Like it felt light. Not like.
I just liked it. It was very. I feel like it was very pointy.
Yeah,
I could just point it, and it would kind of work its way into that direction.
So you know what? Yeah, go ahead. You like the Merc?
I liked the Merc because I felt like I could rotate on the brakes a bit better than the other ones, and I felt like having that adjustability of ABS and traction control kind of gave a small advantage to the Merc.
It's just a smooth ride. And you know what made me... So I never used to race GT4s. We had Daniel Moore on the show a year ago. And you can go back and watch that if you want. And he mentioned he's a pro, Mercedes guy. He's a pro Mercedes driver for both classes. And he mentioned how smooth it was to turn the wheel, how nice and gentle it is. And then you have the power too. They have that thing sounds amazing too when you get on the gas. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to buy it. I talked to Daniel, and Daniel's got me thinking about Mercedes all day. And I drove it on the Nürburgring for 2 hours in the rain, and she held together like nothing, bro. Like nothing. Yep. That's when I was like, oh, this is it. If I can drive this car in the rain for 2 hours at night on the Nürburgring, you're good.
That's the hardest conditions, dude.
That's kind of it's the worst case scenario, right? That's maybe that or Monza. Monza's pretty bad in the rain too. I don't know. Oof, must be.
I don't know if I've raced that in the rain. I'm not gonna lie. Kind of avoid Monza, but because the whole
everyone
T1
avoids Monza, bro. Everyone. And if you play the F1 games, it's what is it? Monaco. Everybody was avoiding Monaco back then, but yeah.
Oh yeah, it's such a good track, and I feel like the racing's really good. It's just that first lap, first 2 laps.
It's just the giant straightaway, dude, that people just want to send the hell out of the car with cold tires.
Yep.
It's just, No, you know that's a first gear corner, right? With cold tires, first gear.
Oh yeah.
So, all right. Well, I'm happy to see the enthusiasm. If it is your dream to become a racer, I really hope that it comes true, and I really hope that you get a shot. And also, I want to wish you good luck on your journey into the GTP side of things with the big boys.
Thank you.
Good luck there. And yeah, this is gonna conclude the interview. Thank you so much for making the time. I know it's late over there where you're at. If we don't, Jeff, do you have any other questions for Jared here before we let him go?
No, Jared, you got any shout outs you want to give real quick?
Yeah, shout out Impact SimSport.
There you go.
SimSportRacers.com. My website, jbinnovations.org. I'm gonna get some more stuff up on there.
So this guy is an upcoming professional / hardware engineer. I would love to share his links. So guys, please check him out. Give him some love on the socials. Check out the things that he's building and the awesome, community that's, forming around. We'll also look at this league that he's part of, and maybe we can even race side by side. We might not be on pace. We might be side by side at the start, but at least
side by side as he's about to go.
Yeah, he might be lapping us a few times.
I'll be shoulder to shoulder for
I'll take a screenshot when you come through, bro. Don't worry.
Yeah,
so I'll just take a screenshot. There's Jared. Look, I'm in front of him. No way. So yeah, I just want to thank you, and it was a pleasure meeting you at Chicago. And yeah, man, I wish you the best in everything that you decide to do, brother. So
I appreciate it, and thank you guys so much for having me on. I mean, it felt weird at the expo. You're like, man, I'm gonna have you on. I was like, me?
Yeah, you.
So yeah, I really do appreciate you guys. Yeah,
everybody's got a story, and the Chicane podcast does not categorize people, that way. We've had professional drivers here, we've had sim racers here, we've had CEOs on the show. Everybody deserves everybody has their story, as Jeff says. Everybody has their stories, and always interesting to hear. And Chicane podcast is all about the community for the sim racer anyway. That is its number one priority. Yep. And with that, guys, thank you so much, Jeff. Shout out to Mr. Kelly. Could not make it today, but I'm pretty sure he would love to be here to talk to guests. He loves doing that. So, Jared, good luck with everything, and thank you so much again for making the time. And to all you viewers and listeners out there, have a great start of your week. Thank you.